taken off the pork. It's all nicely browned, as you can see. I've put the onions in. I added just a little bit of oil because it was a little bit of dry. I added extra virgin olive oil this time. So we're going to let those cook just a couple of minutes. They'll get translucent really quick. Then I'm going to add the garlic, and then we're going to get everything else put together with the spices, the tomatoes, the pinto beans, and everything is going to cook for a while. Now I'm going to toss in the garlic. If you don't have one of these, they're well worth their money. I'm into not having a lot of things to wash afterwards, but I do like this, and I'll be using it for the potatoes a little later on. I'm only going to put the garlic in here for about a minute, just for it to get fragrant, and then I'm going to start adding everything into the pot. I wish they had smell-o-vision. Now the bottom of my pot is dark, but that's only the fond, and it will release all of that yummy flavor as soon as I add the liquid. It's going to take both of these. This was a partial one that I had in the refrigerator. I like the kitchen basics, but you could use the Better Than Bouillon and make your own, or you could cook your own chicken and make your own chicken broth. I know a lot of people put carrots in their green chili pork stew. I never have. Just, I guess maybe I'm just not a real a person who's really fond of carrots. So I'm going to pour in the can of diced fire roasted tomatoes. I like the organic John Muir, or the Muir blend. Scrape off all of that beautiful, all of that beautiful fond off the bottom. See how everything is starting to get darker now? That's because of all of those bits and pieces that were on the bottom of the pan. I'm going to put in the chilies and the spices, and I'm going to let this cook for about an hour until the pork gets very tender. And at that point I'll come in and put in the potatoes. I'm going to put the beans in at the very last because they just need to be warmed. If you want to use your own beans that you've cooked from scratch, you certainly may. I didn't today just because this was a spur of the moment thing. I'm going to taste these green chilies. Oh, they're nice and spicy. Very nice. Love the kick. This is what it looks like at this point. So right now I'm going to put in some cumin, a bay leaf, some Mexican oregano. I'm going to test it for salt. So my cumin, I love Rachel Ray. I love that she cooks like I do. I'm putting in about a tablespoon, as you can see here. And I'm going to grind it up in my hands. That was probably about a teaspoon and a half. Put in a couple of Mexican bay leaves. They're kind of small, so I'm going to put those in there. to wait to put the pinto beans in until the potatoes are almost finished. I'm going to use the spoon that I took the coconut oil out of just because I hate washing dishes. Okay, we need some salt. There's enough heat in there, it's absolutely delicious. And just remember, if you over salt before you put the potatoes in, the potatoes are your friend. They will soak up the extra salt that you have put in there. So if you over salt it, don't worry about it because your potatoes still have to go in. Oh, that's perfect. That's delicious. Okay. So, I'm gonna bring this to a boil, turn it down to a simmer, put the lid on it, and let it just really gently simmer on about a 1 or minimum, and that's for an electric stove, until the meat is nice and tender. Then I'm going to come in probably about 10 minutes before the hour is up and quarter up my potatoes. My potatoes, as you can see, are very small potatoes, so I'm just going to quarter those and throw them in. Okay, we'll see you back in a little bit. Okay, so we're going to add just a little bit of cornstarch. You want to add a little at a time because it'll get thicker as it cooks. I did about 50-50 on the cornstarch and the water. I'm going to add just a little bit more. And that should be perfect. Once that cooks a little bit, it'll become a little thicker. See how it's already coming together with a thicker sauce to it. That's beautiful. That's the kind of stuff that you want to put in a stuffed sopapilla. Oh my gosh, maybe I should make sopapillas. If my daughter Autumn was here, she would say, Mama, make sopapillas. Unfortunately, we don't have sopapillas out here in California. Only in New Mexico and Texas. Oh, that looks delicious. Thank you for watching. This is Grammy from Cooking with Grammy.